Okay, Martin Truex Jr., who comes in here sixth in points. Been a top six driver just about the entire season, Martin, and driving the number 56 Napa Auto Parts Toyota. And I know, Martin, while you feeling good about getting in the chase, you certainly would like to get some bonus points between now and Chicago, right?
Nah, for what? Make it more interesting. No. Of course we would like to get more bonus points.
Talk about how you plan on accomplishing that here tomorrow night.
Well, we hope to win the race. That's how we would accomplish that.
Any questions for Martin? No, Martin, go ahead.
Yeah. Excited to be back at Bristol. Obviously, after the last two races here, we've had some really strong runs, and you're running second and third, having a shot at winning maybe. But always excited to come here. It's a great racetrack. It's a lot of fun to race on. I love running the high groove, and most of it's gone, but there is still some there. So looking forward to that, and hopefully have a good weekend with our Napa Toyota. 3 more to go till the chase, and just we need to keep our eye on the big picture as well as try to run up front and hopefully, like you said, get some of the bonus points. So it'd be great to get to victory lane, and we're certainly going to try our best to do that this weekend.
Who's got a question for Martin right here, Joe?
And then Joe Menzer, NASCAR.com. Martin, did you talk a little bit about? I mean, I guess you're not pleased that the high groove is gone, if that's what you like to run here, and have you been able to tell how much the track is different, or will it take the race to find that out?
Well, obviously there's there's about 6 feet or however wide the grinding spot is pretty much the only spot on the track that you can't run on. I still feel like the high groove on long runs on old tires, right up against where they stopped grinding, is probably the fastest way around. Still very difficult to run the bottom, like it's always been here, and really the track is the same. It's just that very outside groove through the middle of the corners that's you really don't want to get on, and it's pretty slippery. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll have to wait and see, but from what I've seen in practice and what I've seen at truck race, the highest about as high as you can get is the preferred groove on the long runs. Old tires, where it used to be against the fence, now it's 6 or 7 feet off the fence. So there's definitely a little bit less room to race, but I still feel like you'll be able to run side by side and make some passes on some guys.
Over here to Paul. Go ahead to your left, Martin.
Paul Woody, Richmond Times-Dispatch over here. Martin, 2007 was a good year. Then there were some lean times, and now you're back having a good year. Is it a matter of experience? Is it seasoning? Is it your team? What's different now?
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, I have to give all the credit to the team for giving me the race cars, because you can't do it without them. And I feel like I'm a better driver than I was in 2007, but there's been years where we had bad seasons, and I felt like I was a better driver than I was in 2007. So it's a team effort. You got to have, you have to have everything. Everything has to go your way throughout the whole season to make the chase, and to be competitive each week and run in the top 5 and the top 10 the way we have says a lot about our race team, and a lot about what the folks at Michael Waltrip Racing have been doing, and the cars and the equipment they've been giving me. So you can only do so much as a driver, and it seems that most days we get most of the credit when things go good, or most of the credit when things go bad. But you can't do it without a great team, and that's what I've got this year, and that's been the difference.
Other questions for Martin? Right over here, Alex. To your right, Martin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Alex Goody, ESPN. Martin, you're just talking about, improving as a driver now to 2007. Specifically at this track, you've had 2 top 5 finishes here, and they were both in your last 2 races. So is there something you as a driver have figured out about the style of getting around here, and what can you share with us?
I think the biggest thing is the Chad and I working together for a few years. This is one of the races where 2 years ago he was my engineer, and we came here and we were very, very fast at the beginning of the race, and we went straight to the front and led a bunch of laps. And halfway through, once the track really started getting rubbered up, the car just went away totally, and we learned a lot from that. And since then, we've kind of changed our approach to the weekend and our approach to the race here. And obviously, the last 2 times it's paid off for us. So we've been doing the same thing this weekend. Of course, you never know. This tire is a little bit different. You never know how it's going to work out. But I feel like I understand a little bit better of what I need to be good at the end of the race and not so much at the beginning. And I try to kind of dial my car into that throughout practice. Now, there's no guarantees because you can never always get your car to do exactly what you want. You know, today was a difficult day. They changed the tire, and we started way off. We got the car really good in race trim, then we went to qualifying trim, and we're way off again. So it's definitely not going to be easy, but I feel like just the experience of working with Chad together here and finding some things that work and a little bit of a strategy for our weekend has been the big key.
Far left over here, Jeff Hood.
Hey, Martin. Jeff Hood of RacingToday.com. I know several of the Michael Waltrip Racing sponsors, such as Napa and Aaron's, are based in Atlanta. You head there next week. Does that make it busier for you in terms of commitments when you go to a track where so many sponsors are based?
Absolutely it does, yeah. We'll have a lot of folks there from Napa, a lot of people in the suites, and it's one of those things where it's fun to have those guys at the racetrack and have their support and let them kind of get a little bit better look at what we do each weekend. So, yeah, it'll be definitely one of the busiest weekends of the year for us.